The Golden Baton is the highest award that the Calgary Philharmonic gives out, and we give it out to donors and supporters of the orchestra who have done extraordinary things that really make a difference and change the course of the orchestra.
Vera was, some people might have said Vera was quite fierce. No, she was a determined woman, a wonderful woman. And she and I got along superly, we really did. Her background with the Calgary Orchestra is quite amazing. This room which we're sitting in right now is the founder's room of Arts Commons. This was a very special room to Vera. She felt the founder's room was vital, and of course, she was one of the three founders of the Arts Centre.
My mother came to Calgary in the early 1960s and immediately got attached to the Philharmonic and the symphony, as she used to like to call it, and has been a lifelong supporter until she passed away a couple of years ago. She was terribly passionate about her commitment to the orchestra and what the orchestra meant to the city of Calgary and the community. And through the good times and the bad times, she was always there to support the Philharmonic. And whether it was her dentist or whether it was her doctor, she always made sure that there was tickets available for people to come to the Philharmonic who might not have been before. And her hope was that there was always lots of bums in the seats and that those folks would end up buying season tickets the following year.
Vera did have the Golden Baton offered to her, and she refused it. I would change the wording though. I'd say she declined it.
Vera did not want the Golden Baton, and she didn't like recognition, but she had enormous influence on the orchestra over many years. So we're delighted to give this to her posthumously. This baton it's scary to hold. It's solid gold and it's encrusted in diamonds. It really represents great accomplishment and is a very special piece of art. We're thrilled to have something that is so totally unique to be able to award to these people who have done so much for the Calgary Philharmonic over the years.
She did so much for Calgary arts. I think if anybody deserves this, this is her.
Vera, nothing gives me greater pleasure than presenting you with the Golden Baton. You did so much for the orchestra and for the community over such a long period of time. You truly were one of the founders and the builders of the arts in Calgary. Thank you.
And I just hate to say, Vera, you're a lovely woman. You deserve this. Truly deserve it. Really does.
I mean, I only wish that my mother could actually stand in front of the orchestra and do this. I think it would give her a great kick. She was always hosting things at her house, and lives out in Springbank, or lived out in Springbank, and probably 3 or 4 times a year she would always be hosting impromptu little fundraisers. There'd be a quartet that would show up, and there was always a checkbook on the table for you to fill out, and she was always doing whatever she could do in her way and her style to make sure that the Philharmonic really got top billing. So the Philharmonic got top billing for my mother. On behalf of my mother, on behalf of my family, I accept this on her behalf, but I accept it on behalf of all of the other people who have contributed to the Philharmonic, who may not be recipients of this, but I think it represents a much larger group of people who support the Philharmonic and make sure that it stays vibrant and is successful for many, many years to come.